Hi, my name is Brenda Bagley. I live in Canandaigua, New York, USA. 1 year ago, I met up with an old ex, and I should have ran the other way. He did a home invasion. His name was Richard E. Noaker. His birthday is 8/16/61. He's friends. His lover is my cousin, John Bagley. He's a private investigator that turned dirty, an ex-Navy SEAL. They've been doing racketeering, money laundering, typical RICO crimes. The thing that they're obsessed with me is my grandmother was killed by John's wife, Kim Bagley. She was a nurse, or a nurse's aide or something. She got training in Florida. Her name was Kim Kondazar or Kim Kondazar. Then it was Kim Bagley for a few years. And then now she married Rick Noaker, I believe. Also, Rick Noaker married a woman that pretended to be Brenda Bagley. But if you actually look at Brenda Bagley here and Brenda Bagley that Rick married or is on my IDs that have been faked all over town, these people work for the government, the U.S. government. Kim, oh yeah, there's the one that Rick married was, I believe her name was Kim Davern. We went to school together. We're all born around 1961. Kim, Rick, and I. The other Kim, Kondazar, Bagley, Noaker, and John Bagley. He's my cousin, and that's the only thing I have in common with him. It's the same last name. I never met him. Don't care to. They've been torturing me for over a year. And actually, that's the only year that I've known about. Since it happened, I found out that they've been doing this to me for most all of my life, between his uncle, his grandfather, and me, John Bagley. They all do black magic. They're all government men. They work for the government. They work for these secret societies like not Illuminati, the Freemasons, the 33-degree Masons. They build little strongholds like under houses and that, and then they smuggle people in there and then hold them at gunpoint to be quiet when the people are searching for the children. They make drugs, they use them as sex slaves, they steal their organs, they siphon their power, you name it, they're doing it. I haven't said anything because when I deal with these people like this, they steal my energy, but you know what? They're stealing it anyway, so I gotta say this. I don't know. I've got things all over YouTube as GIMP, which was my name. I made it when I wasn't planning on using it for the whole world to see it. My name was Gimpy Not Much Longer at Gmail, and then there was a 57 BL Bags, and I think my name was BL Bags, or maybe BL Bagby. And now I'm not the mama 2024, or I'm the mom, I don't know what it was, but the name is BL Bagby. These people keep hacking me. They've got a house next door. They've got houses all up and down the road. They've had MK Ultra on me. They've been doing it to my son. The only reason I'm still alive, they've tried to kill me. They took a contract out to kill me and get a lot of money for me. So that, number one, they could get the rest of my money that my grandmother left me in trust, that they killed Francis Lafleur and Irving Lafleur. This phone is hacked now that I'm on. They have a clone of it, so that's kind of why I haven't made. Plus, I didn't really know what I'm supposed to do. But I got to get this out there, and I need all the help I can get because these people work for the government. Kamala Harris is in charge of the CIA person that's helping Kim Bagley, and Kim Bagley's daddy was a CIA person, so that got her in there, and she got privy to daddy's things because she's really freaking nosy. These people are evil. So there's, okay, I don't know if I told the names. Richard E. Noaker. My name's Brenda Bagley. Richard E. Noaker. Kim Conazar Bagley Noaker. Yeah, 3 names. Okay. Then Kim Aruk / Davern. Then John Bagley. Oh, yeah, Wally. Walter Jones Jr., a judge that lives like 3 houses down from me in Canandaigua, New York. He was the town judge. He still is. He helped them steal my inheritance and that. And I don't know if he was in on killing my grandparents with them or not. But I know he knew. I don't know where to get help, where to turn from. I've called everybody. They've got everyone in town against me. They do black magic. And the only reason I'm still alive is because when I was really sick and then getting over it, and I got breadcrumbed, gaslit, and something else. 3 new words. Oh, gang stalked. Yeah, there's a whole freaking YouTube person that has information about gang stalking. The gang stalking's pretty much calmed down, but now it's more intense. They've kicked my son out of his home. They've accused him of fake things. And best of all, they've got his apartment complex manager, and her name is Rachel, at Barrington Apartments in Canandaigua, New York. She's in on it, the whole thing. She gave these eviction letters to this woman who has been pretending to be me, Kim Conazar Bagley. Yeah, that's her name, Kim Conazar Bagley Noaker. And then Kim Maruk also is, she's my neighbor. She's got Bluetooth cameras all over me, all over my home. You can't walk anywhere on the property but what your Bluetooths don't cut out. Even up on the trail behind my home where the railroad tracks were, they just cut out. These people are really nosy. They're really obsessed. They have invaded my life. I can't get anyone to help. The only one I got to help was God. Okay? I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I wished, I prayed, I cried. And all of a sudden, plus in October, once I had been breadcrumbed so long, 2-3 months, I told my old ex to go to hell. I never wanted to see him again. Well, he had taken a contract, Rick Noaker, had taken a contract with these people for the Freemasons and to get hooked up with the government or whatever and to make money. And they weren't even going to give him that much until, I started putting up a fight, and God was saving my ass. And I mean, literally, God saved my ass. I prayed. They started in with voodoo, and luckily I had spirit guides that, talked to me. When I was little, I was kind of psychic, and I really don't have memories of that, but I've always been told that I talked to spirits when I was young. And then I don't know what happened. I got massively sexually abused when I was younger. Lost my virginity to a relative at 9 years old during the middle of the night. Pulled out of bed. Shown what a penis was, and, explained. And 9 years old. Fun. So, I've never had a lot of self-confidence and all that, because, I just got treated like a doormat, and I didn't know to do any better. Well, finally, last year, I got sick of being treated like a doormat, and so I told Rick, go to hell, fuck off, I'm done. I'm not going to be treated like this. I want better in my life. So, they started doing this voodoo on me, and luckily my spirit guides were with me, and I am psychic again to a point. And I found out what was going on. I, check this out, because these people, it's legit. They've done everything they can to stop me, hinder me. It's been going on for a year now. I've called the police, I've called the FBI. We've even had the city police, the sheriff, and the state police here all in one day, and I'm still getting no justice. I need someone's help, so I'm putting this out there. But God should get the glory because He's been saving my ass, and He can save most everyone's too. You just have to have a true heart and, live by the 10 Commandments and the 12 spiritual laws, and think you are worthy, know you are worthy of being loved and treated better. You know, but God wants to save all of us. This is the rapture, and we're going into tribulation. I was on Facebook also, BL Bagby. My account disappeared for like well, I don't know, I wasn't on there for 6 weeks, but when I went to check it 6 weeks later, because I had gone from Facebook, which that was all I knew how to work. I didn't know how to work YouTube or what to do with it. I'd never used it on my phone or anything. And then when I went to YouTube, they hacked me, and they got, what do I want to say? They hacked me, and they got access to everything. My passwords. Well, the night that Rick let people into my home and did a home invasion, and the 3 men raped me, that was filmed. He hid a camera, and 3 other men came in and raped me. Nice guy, huh? I heard he didn't watch. Big deal. He still let him in my home, and he still got paid to take me out. I need justice. I need help. God can only do so much. We're in the 3D world, and I just need lots of witnesses to hear my story, so that, when something like this goes around, it can happen to anyone. It's happened to a few people, but I don't know them personally, but I've heard of their experiences. They've recently gotten, 3 times now, they've gotten us kicked out of a home working with the complexes and that. Well, first they burned me out of my home to get access to the Canandaigua, New York airport, so they could smuggle in drugs, smuggle out people, just travel internationally without getting, because they owned the property that I lived on, which was right behind the airport in Canandaigua. And I've called TMZ and Inside Edition too. I emailed them, Spectrum News, and none of them. These people get into my emails and that, and they steal them, and then they reroute them to theirs, and they tell their side of the story. So this is my shot, okay? Not the greatest. In fact, we had to tear a shed down at our home, and I had one of those mounts for your video camera, and the jackass that's a snake down the road that helped us clean up, stole my camera mount, and he tried stealing my air conditioner too. I think they were just trying to steal it and make me mad in that, so that they could. The thing is when they siphon your power, the more drama they create, and the more upset you get, the more power they get, and the more money Elon Musk makes, the more money the United States government. In fact, what I've been trying to find out more information on is, I live in Canandaigua, and this is called Project Stargate. Okay? Don't ask me what it is. I don't know, but maybe someone out there, please, can find out what it is. WikiLeaks isn't a thing anymore. Johnny Cochran's not available anymore. At least he hasn't come around. Prince, Aretha Franklin, Janis Joplin, people that they've actually taken out. Tesla, Mr. Tesla. These people have popped in and out for little readings with little tidbits of information over the last year, but nothing really that I can pinpoint anything useful on. And God's letting me figure it out, and I'm not doing so good. I thought I was, but I'm not. So I need help from someone to know my story. Yep, these are things are true. These people have made this shit up for years. What I was gonna say is they burned my house down and they got access to the Canandaigua airport and that to do their drugs. See, John was uh, a private eye and an ex-Navy SEAL, so they didn't think anything of him. And plus, he works for the government, And Kim Bagley and Kim Davern all work for the government. Both work for the government, and Kim Bagley, yeah, she's a piece of work. She's the devil's daughter. She's really evil. She forges a lot of documents. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. She's a social climber. And Rick is like a wannabe Klingon kind of a thing. He just wants to hitch onto somebody's ride, and he don't want to do any work, or he don't want to. Well, they all have entities in them, evil entities, and it makes them really evil, and the devil just takes over their minds, and that they really have no control at all. And God and the archangels, Michael, Sandalphon, Jophiel, they've all helped me. Jophiel, sorry, I'm nervous, so I'm not thinking, but there's 7 names that I've repeated now, and now I'm drawing a blank. Gabriel, Uriel, Jophiel, I think I said that. Michael, of course. It seems like there's one more I'm forgetting. But and then Oshuns and Orishas and Bestet and Sekhmet and Pleiadians, believe it or not, have assisted or have been in contact. This world is changing, guys, and you need to come to God. It's really bad out there. What's gotten me through all these months is gang stalking prayers, warfare prayers, spiritual warfare prayers. Many, many prayers. What else? My ancestors. I broke a bunch of curses, so now my ancestors can help me. All my grandparents, all my past relatives, they can help me. And they've been helping me. They were locked up when your line, your lineage, I guess, your ancestral lineage. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. When your ancestral lineage is cursed for one reason or another, or just because you didn't even know you had a curse, because the devil thinks it's fun. He only has so many powers here on earth, where God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, they really they really they really just help. It's so comforting in that, and they guide us. There's also spirit guides and angels. They're all out there, and they talk to us all the time. They give us these angel number signs. They give us many synchronicities if we're really paying attention and tuned in. And if no one's doing magic on their chakras, you really have to eat well. And just look up spiritual training. Like, there's so much here, and I've been supposed to be writing something, and that's not working, so I'm doing this, okay? And even this, I'm so scattered right now. It's been very hectic because they love to create drama and keep people distracted so they can't get onto their path. And I got shit to do. They've kept me down all these years. They've kept me broke. They've burned me out of homes. They chased me into the city, into the worst neighborhood there was to raise a 10-year-old child who was very smart. The school system in Canandaigua went against my son. He could read by the time he got to kindergarten, and by the time he was in first grade, no, he didn't even make it to first grade, and they were screwing with him because he was actually smarter than them, and they didn't really like it. And he wouldn't do homework, which I don't blame him, but you got to prove how smart you are. So I really didn't know all this was going on back then, but I had threatened to quit working and homeschool him, and oh, you don't know how the hell I wish I had have done that. He was in fifth grade, he was 10, and I got the best job I ever had at Xerox, and that lasted all about maybe 1.5 years. I was working my ass off, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, a month, straight. That's an assembly line, and Xerox was popular back then. They had a whole bunch of different printers, and they I got hurt. I was the head of the assembly line because I was such a good worker, and something in my head snapped one day because I reached too high with something too heavy in my hand. Then I went to therapy and that, and got back to work, and then they put me on like one of the worst jobs ever, reaching all over. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to overreach in that. But I had a kid, no child support, because these people screwed me out of that too. And my son's dad, he didn't help, and they paid him to go away too. I don't know. They've just been getting a lot of money all these years, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. It is the God's honest truth. I swear to God. But yeah, God has been leaking me these prayers and telling me for months what's going on, but I just didn't know how to fight it. And he you can only do so much. Um, so this is another attempt at getting my life back. There's so much more to this, but I really need to get it done. This is 22 minutes. That's not even an hour and a half. It's like a 1 year story, and really like at least a 40-year story, as long as my son's been alive. That I'm conscious of the memories. My childhood memories weren't so great. Thanks. Thanks for listening. I'll appreciate any help. Like I said, Brenda Bagley, Canandaigua, New York. Richard E. Noacker, birth date 8/16/61. They have stolen my ID. They have stolen my bank account number. They've gotten into everything I own. They did it the night that they raped me, they poisoned and drugged me. Rick had a black credit card, like he could afford that. And that should have tipped me off right there. And it looked brand new. And then we ate food. He was in the kitchen just alone, just a couple minutes, and I guess that's all it took to poison me. These people are responsible for COVID. I forgot to mention that. Yes, they are. They have some crazy-ass doctor that I have special blood, and he wants to experiment on it. I should have died a few times physically, over medication and something else. And he was on call one time and he found out, and then he got sucked in with these people because Kim Conazar Bagley Noacker was a nurse at our Canandaigua Hospital, at Thompson Hospital. She at U of R up in Rochester, excuse me. Oh, confirmation burps. She is a social climber too, and she's been all over the world. She's into fraternities, sororities, funeral homes, what else? You name it. Nursing homes, nursing schools. Oh, and she was responsible for getting children taken away from their parents, and then she was in charge of some kind of funds for that. I heard she's a bank manager now, or John, or one of them is a bank manager now, and I know they're at my bank. It took me a little while to catch on, but I know they've gotten into my bank. They've gotten into my PayPal. They've gotten into everything with money. They're just obsessed. They had millions already. They did not need this from me. But, that devil just wants more, 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 more. So please be careful, folks. You know, don't keep working just to pay the bills and that, because it could be a sign that the devil's into you too, or your loved ones that are doing it. We all have to pray for each other. God is listening. God is with every one of us. You just have to trust Him and let go and let God, which I had, I thought, and then you have to walk in faith, not in sight. So you just have to trust that it's going to happen. Like when you're praying, you believe that you're going to get your answer, and then just wait for God to do His work. I've been waiting patiently, and there's something that I've been missing, and these people keep hiding it. Like Rick has mental health issues, and he was in the hospital for mental health issues. And I know Kimmy is possessed by 4 people and is missing part of her brain, or Rick is missing part of his brain. Rick, I know, had rabies at one point, and he can be that violent and vile, like he still has rabies. I was kind of hoping he had changed in that, but boy, he's just gotten worse over the years. Um, I don't know. I guess I'm done now. Uh, Thanks for any help you guys got. And sorry I look so bad, but it's been a rough week. Bye.